It used to be that finding diamonds was considered the epitome of the game. I remember feeling so proud back in the day when I found my first diamond veins, crafting my first diamond tools. But nowadays, it just doesn't feel as special anymore. So in this video, I'd like to tackle why the value of diamonds has changed over the course of a few crucial Minecraft updates. Diamonds were added to the game by Notch on January 29th, 2010 in the version 0.31. To give you some context, this was the same time that crafting tables were introduced. Diamonds were also originally called emeralds, despite looking like the diamonds we have today. But this was quickly changed. All of this is way before modern versions of the game that we know today, so caves were smaller and mining in many ways was more efficient than just caving. If you wanted to find diamonds, you would have to go through the effort of traveling to diamond level. The process was simple and pretty plain. It remained this way for years with just a few minor changes like diorite and andesite being added to caves. The next big change was the addition of Mending in 1.9. Mending allowed diamonds to basically last forever. All you had to do is craft diamond gear once, enchant with Mending, then you would have to never think of it again. I would say that this is where the value of diamonds began to shift. Years later, when snapshots began rolling out for the highly anticipated cave update, formerly known as the Caves and Cliffs Part 1, people were very excited. Grimstone, now known as Deep Slate, was introduced, along with other features like goats and yeah, when the 1.17 update was finally released, it didn't add much, as Mojang said that all the actual changes to Minecraft's caves and terrain would be pushed to the next update, 1.18. This was a real deal, as crazy changes were made both above and below the surface. Massive caves can now be explored, which made the game feel so much bigger. And the game really was bigger, with the height limit being increased from 255 all the way to 320, with bedrock at level -64. However, the changes to caves could often provide a path directly to massive diamond-filled caves without even breaking a block. Being able to just see so many diamonds at once and having them be so accessible this way decreased their rarity and their value. So right now you're probably thinking to yourself, didn't they decrease the spawn rate of diamonds when exposed to air? And you'd be correct. Quote-unquote reduced air exposure was even incorporated into the 1.18 ore distribution charts. Yet, I believe that this reduction of ores when exposed to air is not done enough. To understand what I mean, just look around in caves and you'll see plenty of diamonds. Sure, less than there would be if reduced air exposure didn't exist, but still quite a few, to the point that it messes up the balancing of the game. So now that I've talked about caves, let's talk about netherite. Netherite was added back in 1.16 and was a surprising addition to the game since new armor and tool types were not often added to the game. With the 1.16 update, the nether was also completely revamped, making it much harder to traverse and being much more dangerous. This is likely a reason why Mojang added another armor tier to the game with this update. Yet this inevitably had a huge impact on the way players interact with diamonds. Diamonds became more of an intermediary resource like iron, as players saw netherite as endgame rather than diamonds. In 1.20, smithing templates were added in two different forms, netherite upgrades and armor trim smithing templates. The netherite upgrade smithing templates worked as a way to make netherite harder to obtain, and make diamonds more relevant in playthroughs of the game. And it worked for the most part. You see, by requiring 7 diamonds to duplicate a template each time, this nerf has made finding diamonds in late game feel grindy, and more of a burden than a valuable resource. So overall, what do you think of all this? Is there anything that Mojang should do to make diamonds valuable again, like add more recipes that include diamonds or make nerfs to existing features? Let me know in the comments. This video took me a long time to make, so it'd make me really happy if you subscribed. Plus, it would help the channel. So thanks for watching.